Hello everyone and welcome to Questline. So I've got a question for you. How many times have you been in this situation?
So, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Ah yes, that dreaded question we've heard at least once in our lives. That leaves us thinking, how the bloody hell am I supposed to know that? You don't know whether to just A, be upfront and honest and say you don't know, B, lie and kiss the person's backside, or C, provide a sarcastic comment. Sorry sir or miss, but last time I checked I don't possess a crystal ball, and I don't cackle like a witch holding a broomstick. It does leave me wondering why we are asked this question in the first place. Then along the line I became convinced that the question itself is a test. In formal settings like a job interview, an employer tests your vision and foresight planning, your motivations and drivers, your ability to think strategically, your emotional maturity, like holding yourself accountable with your choices, your compatibility with the company's direction. But for informal settings outside of work, where people like to mingle, than a pub, a bar, cafe, a restaurant, or just having a cup of tea or coffee around someone's house, the question becomes a window into your soul. By building a meaningful connection, to create intimacy, or maybe it's a projection of their own uncertainties. Which brings forth the reason why I made this video, how this question relates to this channel, to provide a roadmap on what kind of things Questline explores and discusses, to holding myself accountable by making a personal contract to my future self, and to give my audience an opportunity to grow with me, and not just watch me from the sidelines and admired while sat on the bog. I intend to treat the next 11 years of Questline like my 10 years were at uni. Back then with the Open University, the OU for short, the first year was like the taster year, to help you learn the ropes, understanding your module material, how to engage with your tutors and the student forums accordingly, how to properly write an assignment, and how to cite and reference other people's work, to avoid plagiarism, and to be sure that you're not cheating and behaving like an ungrateful sod. That first year back then, my scores for my assignments sucked and were not up to scratch. But I didn't feel bad about it, about my tutor's critiques. Such frustrations were a waste of my time. My perspective back then was like, okay, where are my weaknesses and how can I improve them? I didn't care about being the best student, because studies at the OU were primarily self-directed at home. I never went to a university campus and making notes in lecture halls with other students. And thank God too, because those environments would have drove me insane anyway. Then I already am, lol. I only needed to prove to myself and my tutors that I could do it. That a grown man with inattentive ADHD, married with 2 children, could improve as a university student against all odds. All I cared about was passing my course no matter what. If it meant getting steps closer to a very expensive piece of paper. I'm not gonna lie, university studies and learning from mistakes was a huge pain in the ass. Especially when you're trying to balance your studies with your job and your duties to your wife and your children, both dead and alive if I might add. At times, you feel like you're going insane, like you're a person locked in a padded room. And yet, in contrast, I am grateful for all of it, because in the end, that experience led me to finally complete my dissertation this year, and hopefully, fingers crossed, my degree as of this recording. So my first year of Questline will be like my taster year at the OU. Exploring ideas, getting comfortable on camera, and constructing my own procedures through trial and error. My confidence will be slow and clumsy. My editing style will be amateur in quality, or outright random. I'll film longer than I should. My positioning will be off. My iPhone will tell me that the memory's full and needs space. I wished I was joking. Or I forget to charge my equipment. My body won't be the right shape that day of recording. Or I might forget to shave. My creative direction may not be to everyone's tastes. Or it might lead to something controversial down the line. In short, I will inevitably suck at something through this experience. But hopefully, like a child learning to walk from a crawl, I'll gradually improve on my craft until I get to a point, a structure and rhythm that I can manage comfortably, consistently, and with confidence. So without further ado, here are my current segments that I plan to discuss here on Questline. 1. Dad Rants. This revolves around random reflections that come to mind. How these ideas originate historically, how they relate to me and potentially relate to society. 2. Me and AI. This is where I go into deep dives and debates with my fellow ChatGPT, Sophia. Ideas that are randomly generated by Sophia, ideas that I have an interest in, or what is requested by my viewers. 3. Chris's What Ifs. This is where we go into deep dives into hypothetical situations and circumstances. Recommendations recommended by myself, the viewers, or my ChatGPT, to explore each of these subjects and how they could relate to me and to others. 4. The Psychosocial Forest. This involves deep dives and observations about topics that revolve around psychology. Topics that can help us understand specific phenomenon and how these particular phenomenon could be improved. 5. Face your fear. So not only will I be discussing about fear, but also if I can challenge these fears specifically through a process we call exposure therapy. For example, I am not a fan of heights, so I'd like to gradually overcome this fear through training until I can get to a point when I'm comfortable with heights. I believe it would be a good experience for me and my viewers to inspire and to educate and probably have a good laugh at my expense. And 6. Chris Reacts. As the channel grows, this is a segment where you, the viewers, send me your recommendations and videos for me to watch, to analyze, and offer my opinions on the matter. In the near future, I have other segments that I want to try out in the hope that they become a reality. Segments that not only entertains, but to motivate and inspire. Let's make this future content become reality, with your help and with help with other influencers. Questline for me presents an opportunity to step outside my comfort zone and try something that I've never considered before in my life, in becoming a content creator, openly sharing my journey with others, to test and explore what I'm capable of, helping people, saving people, bringing out the best in people through my work. A duty I willingly accept. I don't believe in limiting my capabilities, in helping people within geographic boundaries, when I can reach out to people all over the world through YouTube, a place where we can explore and critique, to improve individual and societal social cultural norms, through curiosity and a call to action. Rather than just making excuses and procrastinating and having a bitch and a moan, I don't just want myself to discover new things and go, I never thought of it that way. I want my audience too to discover with me and go, I never thought of it that way. Now that I've provided a rough guide on my segments, let's ask the question we've all been waiting for. Where do I see myself in 10 years' time? I don't think any quest would be complete without an ultimate goal. And as an upcoming YouTuber, there is one goal as good as any: to reach 1 million subscribers. I mean, if I'm going to set the bar, I might as well set it high. That is the peak of my YouTube mountain, as proof of my accomplishment, through struggle and the grind, as proof of the meaningful connections I've formed, to become a more confident speaker, a confident creator, and a more grounded man, through my work and through my career, through videos and books, through movements and live events, whichever is fine. But the core part remains. Questline will be my growth made public, and hopefully we will all grow together. If I could sum up the next 11 years of Questline as a metaphor, it's like locking hands with a sumo wrestler. This massive, experienced, and powerful beast of a being, colossal, stubborn, and relentless, also known as life. And there is me, a puny average dude with little to no training in sumo. Yet here I am, standing before it, about to go toe to toe. This being is my opponent, in a battle that I must win. And all I can think of is, right, let's do this. I am an honest fool. I am intelligent enough to know that I will lose. Again and again, to the point where the situation becomes absurd and laughable. From life's perspective, my efforts might seem pointless and boring. But if I fall, I'll get back up again. Then I'll say, again, I will fall, I will bruise, and I will bleed. I will be breathless and be absolutely knackered. But I will still choose to get up, take position, and say, let's go again. Some might be inclined to run, hide, or look to somebody else to take on this opponent for them. But the reality is this: life will always catch up to you and will still come after you. It will beat you to the ground, and as a bonus, it will sit on you. But I chose to gather, say, come here, give us a cuddle. I came to win, no matter what or how long it takes. Because sooner or later, life's going to get tired of me. I don't need to win every round. I just need one victory. That's all it takes to prove to myself and my opponent that I can, with everyone else as my witness. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what I do, then hit a like and subscribe. And also hit that bell as well to keep you notified. Until the next time, stay strong, stay curious, and keep forging your questline. Wishing you all well and good health. Take care. And cut, that's a wrap.